David Fudge Productions. David Fudge Productions. David Fudge Productions. David Fudge Productions. David Fudge Productions.
Well, I guess it would help if I turned the mic on. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's a surprise live. First thing early in the morning. I'm trying to get this to be my time. I just be working on so much stuff around this time of the morning. I tired myself out from going live, but not this morning. Earlier, I was having a conversation with a teammate of mine, you know what I'm saying? And we was talking about this illegal thing, the illegals, and if it's right or is it wrong. I mean, I think one way, I think about protection first, you know what I'm saying? Other folks might not see it that way. They might see it as picking sides, you're choosing the wrong thing, but hey. when people make those kind of assumptions, that makes me believe that they don't know what's truly going on. Or they might not have, you know what I'm saying, took a look at really how deep this is or what it means for us. So I guess I'm gonna take some time out and try to introduce everybody to what's really going on, why they out here protesting, cutting up, hating Trump and all this, you know. And I'll let you come up with your own assumption. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? And make sure if you come in, you know what I'm saying, again, good morning and or good night, wherever you might be. Make sure you smash that like and share the live. Share the live. So let's go ahead. I can't figure out why my sound keep coming through my headphone. Throw me off. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this. We're gonna start off with the person who discovered this fraud. It was plenty of people who discovered it before him, but they was unheard. By a lot of people, governors, mayors. Come to find out, they down with the shit. One of them almost became our vice president. We would have been screwed up. But like I said, everybody don't see things the same. Thank you, Champs Girl. Yeah, I'm gonna start going live a little bit more. Technical issues and all kind of things. But hopefully we'll run clean tonight. Try out this internet for the first time as far as the upgrade that I got. So we're gonna start off, like I said, with this young man who started the party on all this fraud. This guy's like 22, 23 years old. Name is Nick Shirley. He did a great job for the country. But if you don't like the country you live in, then I guess you're gonna think he did a bad job and you want to keep everybody, including your people, oppressed. And that's another thing that I'm talk about through this whole live here. Why would we want to keep ourselves oppressed? I thought we wanted reparations. They just gave your reparations away to the illegals. But you want us to be mad at the person who's trying to get them out of here. That's stupid as hell. But let's go ahead and jump into this. We're gonna start off kind of in the middle, cause it ain't that long, and then we're gonna jump into what he actually did in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? As far as going door to door to the daycares, and some people say that the daycares, it was the weekend. They come up with all kind of shit to cover these motherfuckers' ass. I swear. And these people hate you. The more shows I do, the more I'm approving. But enough of that. Let's get into this party.
I'm here in Washington, D.C., and today I will be testifying in front of Congress. How this works is I will be testifying right here. Each person
forgot how to
will
work my
have
own
5
system.
minutes to testify. And then up here you have all of the congressmen and congresswomen. They also will have their time as well. And I'm going to be talking about the widespread fraud that's been happening inside the United States and in Minnesota. As you guys all saw, I exposed the open and blatant fraud that's taking place inside of Minnesota. And so therefore I'm here to testify about that. And what will happen is each one of these congressmen will have then 5 minutes to go and ask me questions. And there'll be a clock on one of these screens, and for 5 minutes I have to answer all questions that are directed to me. It's almost like a shot clock in a basketball game where you have to go until the timer runs out. And really quick, the Quality Leering hoodies are live on the website, Shirley Defense. You can go ahead and get it in the link in the description or in the pinned comment down below. And now let's testify in front of Congress.
Mr. Shirley, you're recognized for your opening statement.
Awesome. I'm here today to speak on behalf of all hardworking, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens here inside of the United States. I've helped bring to light widespread fraud that's happening inside our nation, and we the people have had enough of our hard-earned money going towards fraudsters as if it's no big deal. As I speak here, I want to ask everyone a question. How much do we trust when we pay our taxes it's going to benefit our nation? People erupted during the Boston Tea Party over just a few percentages as they believed they were being taxed without representation. Nowadays, we have the representation, but do we trust our representatives? My name is Nick Shirley, and I made a 41-minute video that I posted on platforms like X and YouTube. My video received over 100 million views, and it created instant change within our government. As the federal government launched investigations and departments such as Health and Human Services froze over $185 million in child care funding until businesses can prove they are legitimate businesses. I actually became aware of the fraud that was happening in Minnesota in June of 2025 as I was there for a separate video, and Minnesotans started reaching out to me asking me if I was making a video on the fraud. I said, well, what fraud? And this lady, she was a real estate agent, and she says, well, I'm having a hard time selling my properties because people are curious about these assisted livings that are popping up next door to some of the houses that we're buying, or the home health care clinics that are popping up, and we don't know who's next to these houses that we're trying to sell. And I said, well, I'm not going to come and make a video if I don't have any proof. So therefore, I left Minnesota, and I continued to look for fraud in the best way I could. And as I was getting my own information, a man by the name of David reached out to me and he said, hey, I have been investigating this fraud for years now. I have been driving by these child care centers. I've never seen a single child, and I have received the information from the state of Minnesota as to how much money these places are receiving. I said, great, let me come to Minnesota and we'll make this video about potential fraud that was taking place inside of Minnesota. We go to a daycare, and I'm instantly surprised by what we see. We arrived, and it was an industrialized building, and there was 2 daycares registered at that building. And the first thing I noticed is all the windows are blacked out, and there's no footprints in the snow of any children. There's no playgrounds or anything that would make it look like it's a child care. But above me, a sign read, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. But there was nobody there. The doorbell did not even work. And then we continued to go to other daycares, and we noticed the same pattern.
Remind you, they trying to say he went to these daycares on the weekend. Just to let you know.
No children, blacked out windows, and one daycare, a learning center, spelled Quality Leering Center instead of Quality Learning Center. They had received $1.9 million, yet with that $1.9 million, they could not even spell leering right on their sign. Governor Walz has said he's been fighting fraud in Minnesota since 2019 and said the buck stops with him. However, how long would it take for you to notice $1 million leaving your bank account and not knowing where it's going? That's essentially what had been happening in Minnesota for years as billions of dollars has been misplaced. And meanwhile, while people like Governor Tim Walz call people like me a white supremacist, delusional conspiracy theorist, he actually decided to drop out of re-election because I believe of how deep and extensive this fraud is.
To be talking this slow.
Thank you very much. Since my reporting, the HHS department froze over $185 million, and to this day, not a single business has been able to prove proof of legitimacy. How fast would you be proving that you are a legitimate business if you have children to actually feed and to take care of? You'd be sending in that paperwork instantly. I made this video to document the widespread fraud that has been taking place, as I truly believe all fraud is bad. And people like me, my generation, we're sick of seeing tax dollars go towards fraud. We just want to have the same opportunities that our fathers and our grandparents had. And when you see people making millions of dollars by committing fraud, it upsets everybody from all age demographics. And so I hope today we can have a good conversation, and I think we can all agree that fraud is bad and that fraud is fraud. And I wish the best for our country, and I think that's what needs to be happening, is to crack down on all forms of fraud. So thank you for having me, and God bless the USA.
Mr. Shirley, now I guess investigative journalists are known as right-wing social media influencers. So can you confirm how many daycare centers you personally visited in Minnesota during your investigation?
During that first video, we went to around 7.
How did you select those facilities? I know you said earlier footprints in the snow, but how is it that you identified those facilities to go to initially?
So the man David in the video, he had the daycares with the CCAP funding, and we just simply drove around Minnesota and around Minneapolis area.
Took a lot of courage to do that, I would imagine. Probably more so now than what it was when you initially did it. 100 million views, you said.
Yes, over 140 million views on X alone.
So what was Mr. David's background? How did you connect with him, and how did he call you, or did you reach out?
He simply is just a man in Minnesota.
That was 140 million views like 3-4 weeks ago. That video was jamming.
Who has a passion for his city, and he's been seeing fraud taking place for years. And out of all the thousands of messages I get on Instagram and other platforms, I just happened to read his, and he provided me the information, so I gave him a phone call.
And then from there, just went to those different facilities. What was probably the most interesting thing as you were doing this? I think I saw the video. We watched it, and it looked like there was a number of facilities like in the same building.
Yes. So in one building, there was, I believe, 3 daycares, and there was no children. And they were all receiving CCAP funding for separate daycares. There was one daycare we went to that one day it was closed by the government, and then that same day it was reopened underneath another name. And they both received CCAP funding.
So how many daycares are there in Minneapolis we think are fraudulent right now? Mr. Shirley, any idea? Are the amount of money total? You get any idea on that?
Well, they've frozen over $185 million, and not a single business has been able to prove that they're a legitimate business yet.
It's 185 million for sure that we know.
Mr. Shirley, thank you for your testimony today and the work that you've done. Americans hear these numbers of the fraud that we have, and whether it's 10,000 or 10 million or 10 billion, sometimes the numbers, you almost become desensitized.
It don't matter what amount it is. It wasn't theirs. And for what they was doing with it, man, you get up here on X, they sitting here holding the money all up to their face like it's the telephone. They got the money going up their arm. They call us dumb niggas because they can come over here and get all this money and we still sitting in the projects. They straight disrespected us, and we supposed to stand up for them. I think a lot of my people have bumped their motherfucking head. Oh, I feel like I'm getting warmed up.
To it. And so the way that your video was able to show people the fraud sort of in real life actually happening, I think opened a lot of eyes and has helped to catalyze a level of scrutiny that we really should have had before. So you mentioned in your testimony that you think that what you discovered in Minnesota, that this is not isolated to that state, but likely exists in other parts of the country as well, correct?
Correct.
What makes you think that?
Well, now you're seeing, since I've posted that video, lots of other people have started to go to other locations, for instance, in Ohio or in Maine or in California. They're also seeing the similar fraud take place in other daycares, for instance, in a lot of other locations.
Yeah, I have a particular interest in California, being from that state, and we know that there's been a lot of fraud. There was $32.6 billion that's been confirmed in unemployment insurance fraud. There's 1.2 million fraudulent community college applications. Have you gotten any sense, or have you seen any signs there that sort of...
My bad, Champs girl, I'm just seeing that. Yeah, he went to Congress like it took about a week after that video hit. Nobody can believe it, but we supposed to be lying. The president is lying. You know the only people who say that. All you do is think the opposite of when they say that. I mean, it's like, where did you get your information from? And not to be funny, you know what I'm saying? I just want them to say where they got the information from. Because I listen to the same thing. And I don't repeat that nonsense. That's the crazy thing about it. Because I know it ain't true. I sit here and hear it all day. But if there's explanations that they not talking about, that's where people getting things mixed up. When you listen in the news, you gotta shop around. You can't stay in one source. You gotta have logical common sense. You gotta pay attention to the patterns year after year after year, decades.
David Fudge Production.
You know, so let's see how this go once we start the video though, cause this shit was crazy. Champs Girl, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but these people actually had attitudes. They punk ass ain't even supposed to be here, and they got freaking attitudes cause they got busted. And then trying to get us to come out there and help them fight. You said they called us dumb.
Are similar to what aroused your suspicions in Minnesota?
Yeah, and fraud in California might be worse than the fraud in Minnesota.
What makes you say that?
Well, $24 billion went missing for homelessness. They've been trying to build this train for years, yet there's hardly anything to prove for that. Fires.
Yeah, those are good points. So you look at let's run through a couple of those because I mentioned the areas where we have confirmed fraud, but then you also have these areas where you have so much spending, and then we look at what resulted from that spending, and there's nothing. So $24 billion in homelessness, and yet the homeless population went up, and a state audit found that they couldn't even figure out where the money went or what the outcomes linked to that spending were. Is that something that is kind of a red flag for you?
Yeah, it's a major red flag, and you don't even have to be smart to be able to know that. That's a red flag.
Well, unfortunately, our state legislators haven't managed to figure that out, or at least the governor hasn't. So what are you saying about him?
They're not smart. No, but yeah, I mean, it's so obvious, and that's what we saw in Minnesota is how complicit the government has been in enabling this fraud to happen. Quality Learning Center had over 90 violations, yet they continue to give that daycare $1.9 million.
Yeah, that's a great point. That there's the political accountability just hasn't been there, and that's what enables it to continue. So then you mentioned the high-speed rail as well. So there's been about $18 billion spent so far. No track has been laid, and not a single passenger has ridden the train. So when you spend $18 billion on a train and there's no train, does that raise suspicions for you?
Yes,
So you think that might be something worth looking at?
for sure.
We also had a $650 million 911 service that they scrapped after 6 years, so absolutely no value from it. Maybe that's another example where there might at least be questions.
I think you got a lot in California.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing what you find. We're certainly trying to use whatever tools we have here to bring more accountability in California as well.
Mr. Shirley, have you seen any evidence, you said twice today, that $185 million of recipients, not one of them has been able to demonstrate that they are a legitimate business?
No, in fact, they're actually actively suing the HHS to prevent handing over any information.
Right, so they don't even want to give the information that would be required of an audit, that would be required from a separate independent investigation. They want a court to intervene and enjoin and prevent them from having to respond to this kind of investigation. Is that correct, Mr. Shirley?
That is correct.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. We are adjourned.
So we just finished up the hearing, and honestly,
Yeah, that was what happened in Congress. I might get around to the whole thing to see how it really went down, but that was just a few clips from it, just to get the thing started on where we about to go. I think earlier today, I think I heard it was like 19 billion. $19 billion of our money. We got kids on school buses sitting on the floor. We have a lot of shut down schools in our black community that they shut down that they said it wasn't enough money for. But we're going to sit back and protect the people who came in here and got a free ride and disrespected us. They disrespected our civil rights movement. They insulted our intelligence. They just straight out disrespect. I mean, I would say whip their ass like I usually would, but the people who caused this is they still in denial. They don't think nothing is wrong. Yes, we are all immigrants as far as we know. Most of us ain't. Most of us been here for our DNA go back thousands of years on this continent. But as far as how the rules are set up today, they ain't legal. I'm just saying. And if they haven't got you straight or gave you your reparations, why do you care if they looked out for another group and gave them billions? This is just one state. And I believe in a region. This ain't even the whole state. And it ain't a Democrat stronghold like a Chicago, or the whole state of Illinois, California, New York. This is just wild. But let's see where it is. Hope I can get some of my frames back here. I don't know why it's jumping. Alrighty. Because evidently he done did like 2 of these so far. I'm up for it tonight. So let's go ahead and jump into this first one here. He was just going, this is how he found things out. They had the paperwork, they got the receipts. All they did was go check on these businesses, and these businesses were very, very actually, it would be hilarious until you start hearing the money amount. This is your money.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation, contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be.
These folks got a free ride, while a lot of our elders can't even get around. We have homeless people all across this country, and these son of a bitches let goddamn illegals come over here and get all that money. I'm not sure. If you catch the replay and you haven't seen this, you should be getting mad. Not saying, I mean, I agree. I shouldn't be fucking with Americans. They should be able to identify Americans. You know what I'm saying? But there's no other way to weed out all of this fraud. And there's only one group who set us up for this. And they don't want to take accountability. You know what I'm saying? Even they followers, no accountability. You know what I'm saying? They let these people come in. They voted for these people to come in to rip them off. And they okay with it. Now those kind of people, yeah, they should be deported too. I don't know where they gonna go. Cause ain't no other country gonna want them like how we took these people in. And we always taking people in. But this was the wrong way to do it. And this ain't something that's brand new. I just can't blame it on Biden. There's been decades and decades and decades of this bullshit.
Might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people of the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have childcare, and then you have healthcare. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats are over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history. Anywhere.
We're going to go.
My question is, why would people think that they making this stuff up? It's like, what have you been paying attention to for decades? Why would you think that they making this up?
About these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of
I'm not gonna lie, that part kind of pissed me off. They in our motherfucking country and you worrying about them being dangerous? You need a pep talk from me. I ain't gonna lie. You be scared of them motherfuckers. You want your shit.
Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, $1.2 $604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about $800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually 2 daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on the sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in. And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside, or...
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No, can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one, in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally...
Those numbers are huge. And they have nothing to show for it. A bunch of fake businesses. But this is not real. It's fake.
1 block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right,
The news just came out today. Ilham Omar, if that's how you say her name, in the last 2 years has grossed 3,400%. This woman never had a job, but now she's a millionaire. Representing these Somalians. Played this country like a fool. And we supposed to be caring about what happened to them? They called us dumb.
arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars. I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I want to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here.
You heard that? Why? This is your tax money. They sat here and opened up shop. They could have a military foreman. And we wouldn't even care, and they coming to take us out too. Remind you, they let these motherfuckers in to replace us. And we supposed to be all feeling bad and stuff because of what's going on? Man, fuck that shit.
And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Child Care.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which says it's licensed for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I tried to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cuz I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, what's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah.
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the
This
kids?
punk
They
motherfucker.
got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children. Where,
When? No, when?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website.
Look at that punk motherfucker. Dude, you over here living, you over here eating good, boy. But now you want to act stupid? Where's our motherfucking money? That's the way we should be. Run his pockets.
Work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know. I
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in the daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
I'm gonna do my son. No! You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your party.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
But
No.
you said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're.
Well, just by her saying that, we know who trained this bitch. You a Democrat goddamn weapon. You scared of him because he's white? Who taught you that? And remind you, the country that they trying to build their country off of us. Because if they getting this money and send it back to Somalia, they really pimping the shit out of us. They played it off for a while now. And around here, that mass shit, all that shit was a setup. They get to walk around here and keep their face covered while you stealing money from us. Who are you? Take that shit off.
You're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now, they're all getting mad because he's showing the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door. So now they're all getting mad.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
After the owner, I'm the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day. As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city. And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now. From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
Don't open up!
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up!
said they spelled learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
These fools
And
can't
what do you
even
think about
spell.
this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million
Don't
over
open
the
up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know what
You're
it-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently to this business that
Check her out. That's the same woman that was out there about Black Lives Matter. She cared more about them getting the money than the real Black lives that belong to this country. She was probably out there marching and everything. They did that for a reason, and it wasn't to help. Damn. I mean, I see why they look at us like suckers. How people fall for everything.
His Quality Learning Center, but can't even spell learning right on the door.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are, you don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ICE!
She protecting the hell out of people who don't belong here. That's a traitor.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in
Yeah,
Minnesota.
I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling.
1 second here. I get rid of that shittery. Oh, no wonder it's doing that. Running at 1080.
On us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the
It's
child.
clear,
You've
bro.
never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in there.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None, not at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen any.
I mean, so was he wrong for going out here doing this? You got people in the community that don't even know what's going on. These people work every day.
Like
Never
that
seen
here.
a child here.
Not at all.
And so you've
Many
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years.
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving $1.9 million?
It's disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's, if they get caught for that's a federal offense. I know. I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
And these
Oh my
people can't
God.
spell.
Well, where?
And
Yeah,
nobody
it's
caught
just-
that walking past.
I've never seen nobody here at all
So how long have you been living here?
since 2017.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building.
The Learning
not at all.
Center.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either. And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million in
Tell you the
fraud,
truth.
and we headed over to Georgia.
That's a fire hazard. Where's the back door at? There's kids in there.
Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So let's find out.
making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud. And the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime of all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare? Okay, but if I can't get paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with...
And dumb motherfucker don't even know what a business card is.
somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Would my son, little Joey, have friends?
See, she didn't say nothing about the weekend. Nothing like that. I don't know where people be getting this shit from. I mean, I swear. He walked around here through the weekend. It was Saturday and Sunday. That's why there wasn't no kids there. Looked like it's the middle of the week to me. She said they coming 2 o'clock, I think. Yep, 2 o'clock. The next coming. So, I don't know how they get this. I don't know where they get this shit.
Two of Mexico.
Would my son, little Joey, have friends to play with here?
No.
No. No friends for little Joey.
Yes. Sorry.
Ah, dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day. So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't
Boy,
get into a
they bringing
daycare,
that
we
on
went to
right
an
now.
autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they're receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him into the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open.
Yeah, this
And
cat
how many
right
kids do you
here.
guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably.
Probably, so you don't really know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here because there's
Why are you asking us about
the fraud.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a ghost spot. Yeah. But that's our number on your can call. But this is we can't let you guys use.
Oh, okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
Little Joey.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the
Man,
door and we
little
headed
Joey
to the
got
next
them busted.
fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
And again, your United States government gave these people this money while they sit here and lie in your goddamn face and act like they can't help these communities that's suffering. All these rundown ghettos, all these red line areas, there's no money for them, but they can get these people $2 to $4 million for the same business that's been shut down once already. And you ain't mad? Luckily, that's my name. I'm always mad. And I want you to be mad over this shit. Don't let these motherfuckers come up in here and rip us off like this.
I knocked on the door, absolutely nobody was inside, and once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere. But yet, millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble, they had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Millions and millions of dollars, and again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You would think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the child care centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is.
$24 billion of your tax money they burnt through in 2 years. Man, I just don't understand how you not agree with getting these folks out of here.
Absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
No, it's okay.
Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
No.
Why can't I get healthcare here?
No, wait.
Warning, you are under video surveillance, no trespassing, security armed.
And I mean, we crack our jokes on Dr. Umar. But looking at this, he might be telling some truth on a lot of shit. Cause I mean, he couldn't get this kind of money to help him open that school. But the government gave these people billions to have fake businesses.
This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here, another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk to about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers and they actually took down information to give us a rate.
Lot of money.
However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
Hey, we received a complaint that gentleman mentioning your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare.
Look at these flip-flopping cops. You're not doing your law thing, man. These people are doing a whole bunch of illegal shit. And y'all are law enforcement. And y'all letting it ride. You're coming in sticking up for these people.
Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay. Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here. And he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So
he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason you guys are here?
And the funny thing about it, they think our Constitution is supposed to work for them. After our ancestors, on this continent, put bloods and guts on the line to get us to where we at. These folks just gonna come over here, didn't do nothing. These folks ain't even strong enough to fight for their own shit over there. These bitch ass niggas ran from their country. But our law is supposed to protect them. They ain't got the strength to fight for themselves like how we did. Nobody came and saved us. We marched our ass off. Got hit with water hoses, got attacked with dogs to get us where we were at. These folks ain't did nothing, but they supposed to reap the rewards. Just like a lot of these other folks. And we sit here and let that shit ride. We weak as shit.
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside of this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
as we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Denden Eritrean Youth.
All I say, he gave me hope in Generation Z. And so did I Show Speed. This boy went all the way through Africa. He wasn't supposed to show all that. They mad as hell. Cause he was showing cities over in Africa where most of our people think that these people living in mud huts. These people got cities that look better than ours. He wasn't supposed to show all that. But he woke up a whole nother generation. And they want to know what the fuck happened. Which is good.
Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare, Aid, Inc., and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense. If you're trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay? That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong?
I'm just asking you
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't ask me that question again.
Okay.
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Yeah?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confront about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, they're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
Snatch them up out
So
of there.
there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud.
And do you think there is fraud taking place here? Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare. And this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit fraud happening. I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Blackline Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Blackline Guardian, the link down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, Click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because, according to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but 3 child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why you bloody?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Why is it?
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department?
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We were just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
Catch the replay? Or you getting mad yet? I'm just saying. This is your tax money. Coming out of your check every week, every month, every year, and they just give you back small pennies at tax time.
I don't care.
How come these child care centers have no children?
I don't know.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere. People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside the same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir,
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is
get your hand
the
out
children at
your
these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask me that, what kind of government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk
you
outside?
You don't have permission to record.
Do these motherfuckers realize where they at? We've been playing it cool, but if we get involved, we should be busting your ass. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, they tried to use our country against us. And then they think that the whites and blacks won't team up to bust their shit. We can put our differences to the side, I believe, to get rid of a comment on enemy, threat, thief. You in America, you outnumbered and outgunned.
She doesn't either have. She doesn't have permission to record me.
You cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where are the children?
I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
so
children?
leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Come on, tell us what you know. You ain't got nothing to do with it, so who do? We want our money.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's happening.
Hey, you punk bitch, it look like we do know what we talking about. Tell that to all them IRS agents hunting your damn cousins down. Talk that shit now.
We are not a child care. We are nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes,
you are.
we're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you. We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave.
We just want to know where are the children.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
I work for.
Where are all the children? And you bucking tough? That's a nice peacoat you got on, though. How much did it cost? You should give it to Nick Shirley. He bought that.
For myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking
the
to
Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here? Answer
You're
the
not
question.
talking
Are
to
there
the right
children?
person. Leave.
There's no children inside this
You
building.
don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him, plain and simple, where are the children? Do children come here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting.
You have terrorists calling our cops on us. I mean, fuck that. These Democrats let this shit go too far. I mean, my folks need to wake up. Stop supporting that damn group. Don't even... just stop talking. Catch up. I mean, do something, man. We looking crazy out here. The Democrats got black folks looking crazy. All that damn support. You have 90% black women voting for these motherfuckers and don't realize all these children they having. You giving their future away by not thinking and just voting for your favoritism. 'Cause my grandma did, and my mama did, my daddy did. They were just all Democrats. Now look where that got you. They don't got your kids Section 8 screwed up. They had the food stamp snatched just to clear up this mess. You can't blame it on nothing else. None of that stuff wouldn't have happened if these people wasn't doing this. And that's just my opinion, because it was going along good. But you can't keep lying and keep hiding stuff, especially millions and millions of dollars. And this is every state. This is just not going to be Minnesota. Or, you know what I'm saying? I think they in Ohio. I think they just hit Maine earlier today. They over in Los Angeles. It's like, it's all over the place.
Meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that. He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses...
you are.
My name is Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening? Because
Look at them.
that's what I heard you talking about.
I know what I said is that
Because
we're talking
we want
about-
to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
It couldn't be me. I would have lost my patience right there at that point. If I asked you a motherfucking question, I am the person who pays your check. That's the thing we gotta get in our head. We pay these motherfuckers. These son of a bitches wouldn't be in these goddamn seats if it wasn't for the people. So any motherfucking question we asked, they should answer. Ain't no motherfucking running.
Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This is not.
Sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me?
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me like
are
that.
you going to say to her, I'm a disability advocate?
I heard you, and I.
Shut that Karen shit up. I mean, at that point, hey, bro, put some more hair on your chest, nigga. Hey, shut the fuck up and answer the goddamn question, because he asked you nice at first. We talking about millions and millions of dollars. While a lot of communities suffer. You got homeless people out here on the streets. You better answer that goddamn question.
Well, you got a chance
Overstimulated.
to testify.
No, no, no.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I
Yes.
think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath.
But if I had a small glitch there, yeah, it's starting to cut up now. But you can't blame this on the Republicans. If they didn't care, matter of fact, turn on the news, it looked like they care. They fucking up goddamn Minneapolis. And they running through that shit. And all y'all want to do is cry. Black people help us. No.
Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Public-private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a...
This fool sounds like D-Truth. It's the same repetitive stuff. Soon as the thing get hot. Matter of fact, it ain't even gotta get hot for him. He just gonna say this stuff anyway. And I hate to say it about my brother, he lying. Just like this woman lying. I'm just saying.
50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well,
This
saw what
is
happened
the
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many?
Yeah, I don't know if he clowning, but he's definitely telling the truth.
How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
And one day we uncovered an estimated 111 million worth of fraud. And we shouldn't be mad. We supposed to be out there sticking up for these people protesting. Any nigga that say that, you should punch their ass in the goddamn mouth. If you don't want to do it, send them my way. I'm just saying. But it gets worse. We just breaking the ice. We just getting into the rabbit hole tonight. I'm breaking down 2 of his videos that he did on. Hold on, let me get the second one up here. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Get rid of this window. Go to this one. Oh, this one looks real ghetto.
Shining the light on the fraud, and they have no defense.
Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
The Minnesota fraud scandal continues to get worse and worse as billions of dollars of fraud has been exposed, and as I showed the world the blatant fraud taking place at daycares.
But somebody told me earlier, this is not real. They lying. I don't know how. Everything is totally opposite of what's really happening. when it comes to this person.
In other locations across Minnesota, it became the most viewed video expose on the internet and created instant change within the government as the Fed sent thousands of federal agents to Minnesota, and the HHS froze over $185 million in all payments to childcare. And while politicians like Tim Walz call people like me white supremacists and far-right delusional conspiracy theorists,
this guy was almost the vice president. We would have been screwed up. Biden's plans was to bring all these illegals in to replace us. And we allowed it to happen, and we supported it. And I hate to even say we, but if so many goddamn niggas did that shit and talk so much dumb shit about shit that they don't know nothing about, but a bunch of parrots and shit on fucking cable news, they're all saying the same thing. Never fall for it. If everybody is saying the same thing, using the same sentences, they lying. Independent reporting is what's saving the country right now. Guys like this. We wouldn't have known about this if we had to trust CNN, Fox, MSNBC. We wouldn't have got none of this. We have to do it ourselves, and they hate that shit. We fucking up all these plans for the last 7-8 years.
for exposing the fraud. Meanwhile, he actually dropped out of running for re-election. The Minnesota fraud scandal has erupted the nation as protests and riots took place, all starting because daycares like Quality Learning Center were exposed. However, the daycares is only a small portion of the fraud taking place in Minnesota. In this video, I will take you into what has continued to allow this fraud to happen and connect all of the dots for you, exposing all of the fraud from strange connections of the business owners and the politicians who have openly admitted to the fraud on live TV. And to dive deep into the fraud, I met back up with the local David, who has been investigating this widespread fraud scandal for years. So here in Minnesota, you have daycare fraud, you have adult daycare fraud, you have healthcare fraud, and you even have more fraud. What's some of the fraud that's also taking place here inside of Minnesota?
Well, what I think might be sort of the heart of the beast here is this transportation fraud. And what I mean by that is in Minnesota, we have something called non-emergency medical transportation, NEMT. My research has shown that there are about 1,020 such companies in Minnesota, and more than 90% of them are Somali owned.
And so right here on the table, what do we have? All this information right here.
So I have a number of companies that are local here in the Twin Cities, and this is just a fraction of the companies that are out there. What I found was that the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles per company. A lot of these companies, their address is an apartment, some are in a house, some are in a convenience store, some of them in a vacant building. There's no signage, there's nobody there.
And so why would there be such a need for all these transportation companies here inside of Minnesota?
So if you think of this transportation as the hub of the wheel, so child care is a spoke, adult daycare is a spoke, autism is a spoke, the interpreter services, which we can get into, that's another spoke. It all ties back to transportation. Why? Because those meals someone had to deliver those meals, someone has to deliver the kid to autism, or say they did. So it all revolves around the transportation. And so when you're looking at this, you say, okay, well, let's just be conservative. Let's go on the low side. Let's say there are only 800 Somali-owned non-emergency medical transportation companies in Minnesota. Well, again, the average is 20 vehicles per company. So that's 800 times 20. And the way these NEMT companies are paid is if they bring someone to a doctor's appointment, whatever the case might be, or Costco or wherever they're going, because remember, it's non-emergency medical transportation. Well, we went to Costco because they have to eat or they'll die. So that's considered, right? So it's almost impossible to figure out from the outside what exactly the payments are for each of these trips, but I have a pretty good idea. So when someone provides a transportation to a facility or a location, they're also paid for the time to sit there and wait for the appointment to end and then drive the person back. So they're paid 3 different ways. and the average is going to be $50 per trip. So it's going to the appointment as a trip, coming back trip. So that's $100 per round trip. So if you have 800 companies in Minnesota that are NEMT companies, they all own 20 vehicles, and they're all making 10 trips a day, and it's $50 per trip. So it's 800 times 20 times 10 trips times $50 a trip. Do the math. And the reality is, how many of these trips are being provided? Zero. They don't have to provide any. Why? Because when they are paid by the state of Minnesota, these companies go online and they fill out a form, and it just says, okay, how many trips, how many miles. They submit that electronically to the state, and boom, they get paid. Nobody bothers to check. They don't call the dentist. Did this kid show up? They don't do anything. As soon as that form is filed with the state of Minnesota, that payment goes out immediately.
And so essentially, these transportation companies are what hold all of the fraud together, because you have the daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the adult daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the healthcare companies working with the transportation companies. So it's just another way to bill and to also make it look like something's happening here inside of Minnesota.
This is the belly of the beast. All of this fraud revolves around these transportation companies. All of it. This touches every part of fraud here in Minnesota.
And today we're going to go confront these people. We confronted them last time. There was no kids in any of the child care centers. And today, what do you expect to see?
I think we're going to see some vehicles because, you know, when I drive around the cities here, I see these Somalis driving. Mostly it's like a Plymouth Caravan or whatever. And there's never, ever, ever been a passenger. And in 7 years, I've never seen a passenger in any of these vehicles. I've followed
sightseeing, chilling off the taxman.
some of them. They're going to Costco, they're going to Sam's Club, they're going to Walmart. The driver gets out, goes in there, loads up a shopping cart, comes in, puts it in the van, and off they go back to where they live.
And now we're going to go out and see what's happening with these transportation companies.
And here's the other thing. Tim Walz and the Department of Human Service, you threw the people of Minnesota under the bus. Shame on you, and I'm coming for you.
You heard it here first, David. All right, let's go. So where's the first location we're going to?
The first location is a company called Safari Transportation, Cedar Avenue South in Minneapolis.
And so what makes Safari Transportation Company an interesting transportation company?
Well,
allegedly fraudulent.
Well, the thing about Safari is that they've been registered since 2015 with the state of Minnesota as operating vehicles. And again, the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles. So if they've got 20 vehicles and they're at 607 Cedar Avenue, I have no idea where they're parking them because there is no parking anywhere near this office.
We've arrived to the transportation company. We're outside, and right there we have a Loving Arms adult daycare. All the windows are completely boarded out right there, and there's supposed to be a transportation company registered right here. It's 617, but it's a liquor store. So the location here is 607 and also 617. These are two transportation companies. We're on a main road right now, and this is 607, and it is not a transportation company. It's actually a money transfer, but it's registered here, 607. This does not look like Safari Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
I don't see any signs denoting that there's any transportation. It's all just looks like money wiring. But if you look at the Secretary of State's office,
they didn't even do well, yeah, there's a restaurant next door. I was about to say they didn't even do restaurants. They did shit. They went big. Daycares, car service, taxi services, and all kind of shit.
State of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
So let's see if we have the manager, let's see if we can find fraud. Hello, how are you? We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
No, there's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation?
Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is registered for Safari Transportation, 607.
That's the address.
Okay, we don't know.
We're asking where Safari Transportation is.
We don't know.
Okay, so the business is not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar?
We don't know. This, do you see this? What is this?
Money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the
This is fraud taking place. This is supposed to say, this is for Safari Transportation.
Go find out.
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Registered here
This is
since
registered.
2015. Safari Transportation, State of Minnesota. Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the State of Minnesota website today. This is from today. I just printed this off today. Fuad Omar.
Go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. Where's Safari Transportation?
Okay, it's not Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent business.
Did you see Safari anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see it?
Exactly. It's
Did
not
you
here.
see it?
It's a fraud.
Did you see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're gonna go to the next
Okay.
address. All right, let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation, no transportation company. And now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where is the transportation company?
617.
617 right
Streamline
here.
Transportation for the state of Minnesota is registered as 617 Cedar Avenue South.
So what they gonna say about this? Did they go to these businesses on the wrong day too? I mean, you can actually go punch up the same paperwork that he's holding and Google a lot of these places and you can see it for yourself. But everybody's supposed to be lying.
In this liquor store. David, they aren't even trying to hide that these are transportation companies. Where are the vans at?
Should we ask?
Let's go ask.
Hey, we're looking for Dreamline Transportation.
Now we're in 617, Dreamline Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
No, we don't have this.
You ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari? I know Safari, that money wiring, 607.
The money wiring?
Yeah.
Okay, that's money wiring.
Yeah.
We're looking for Safari
Maybe there,
Transportation.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
I never did. Safari company, then money wiring, they send money there, that's the 607.
So Safari gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, money.
That man just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company, so therefore they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere underneath the name of a transportation
So
company.
he said to go here.
Wow.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A right here, but this is reliable services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company
Good
anywhere.
morning. Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. You ever heard of it?
A travel company and a tax company
Oh,
in
you would
one?
know.
What kind of shit is
So,
this?
Dreamline Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. 834.
So it could be one of these mailboxes. Well,
Okay, see you later.
607, Safari Transportation, doesn't exist. It's actually a money wiring business. 617, Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store. And then 617A is a place where there's a bunch of mailboxes and it says reliable ITT services. How are you doing, man?
I just want to ask you,
Yes, sir.
why are you sensationalizing the propaganda?
What are we
To- to-
sensationalizing?
Oh man. This dude right here made me not finish the video. So this morning will be the first time I watched this whole thing. But this dude was very disrespectful. I would have had about 20 dudes come back up the street with me and goddamn stomp this fat fool. But we know Nick ain't like that. I think he can though, boy. And Nick being in all the middle of the protests, man, he was out there throwing down. He didn't have no fear.
To attack our community. What's your final objective?
We're not attacking your community by any means.
Are you making
we're
good
looking,
money from this?
We're looking for fraud.
No, I'm
for
not.
instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607?
second.
It's not there.
How
and why
much-
don't you answer?
how much money are
why don't you
you-
answer?
This is where I say, well, not talking about Nick, of course. This is where we weak at. We asked you a motherfucking question. You in this country and legally, you have our money. If we ask you a question, you better answer it before I close your mouth. Look like your teeth crooked.
The
How much
question,
money
where's
are you
617
making?
Dreamline Security?
How much money are you
My
I make
bad.
money off of YouTube.
I would have stuffed that toothpick down your throat. You ain't got a bad tooth.
That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing.
That my job
and attacking
is.
the Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you the
fraud is
reason why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right, let me tell
David,
you the reason why you're
fraud is
attacking
fraud,
this.
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud. It's
This is
fraud.
And see, this is what them Democrats did. They gave them all these pussy-ass rules, and they think that that's going to get them out of this shit. This is not harassment. The dude asks you a question. Stop pussying your way out of shit. Oh, this is harassment. Hey, shut the fuck up and answer the question. Yeah, they better be glad somebody like Nick did this.
Absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa. This is a constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion.
Change the freedom of religion in our country if we don't want you here. So what gives you a right to any of our constitution if you don't belong here. If that makes sense. We gave these people too much power. They got power that our people ain't even got. And we don't fought for this motherfucker. Even when we wasn't free.
Say, listen, we don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying that.
No.
We're not
Because
saying that.
when I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking
comments,
about fraud. You're talking.
when I go onto your comments,
My comments
what I
aren't
see
me.
is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
I mean, I don't have nothing against the Muslims, but if it do look like you're taking over, especially how you came in, and now we know that y'all sending money back to terrorists, how we know that y'all ain't the terrorists? How we know that y'all ain't the Trojan horse? You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, man, not to put this on that group, but we don't want our city buses blowing up and all that shit. Why are you over here? And the way the people talking about something, they contributing. Do you call this contributing? They stealing. And then when you go in these stores, they treat you like shit. On your land.
That's a comment.
You are, listen,
That's not what I'm saying.
you're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps, just like
How?
the Japanese community. All
How?
right, you're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can
the
listen,
question. Where-
that's something
where
that can,
is the transportation
something
vehicle
that can
company?
jeopardize
Answer the question.
the safety and the protection of
This
the
is
Somali
fraud.
community.
We're talking
If
about
anything
fraud, sir.
happens to the
We're
Somali
talking about
community,
fraud.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not physically touching.
You're getting very close.
I'm not physically
You're
touching.
very
No, I'm not physically touching.
This is fraud.
What
We're talking
you're
about
doing,
fraud.
what you're
You're
doing,
defending
what you're doing,
fraud.
when
You're
I go
defending
into your
fraud.
comments,
You're defending fraud.
people who hate Muslims
Okay,
want
people
us
can-
out of here
people can say
for
what they
being
want. I'm not
Muslim,
censoring anybody.
us using your material. Islamophobes, use your material. People who hate Islam, use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here. Change the Constitution. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. We're asking about
You know-
fraud.
Why would a Muslim want to come to a Christian nation? Whether they like it or not, or whether folks like it or not, this is a Christian nation. From what they say. I mean, why would you want to come over here? Unless it's to take over.
You are. What
We're
you
asking
do,
about fraud.
You hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate
You
Muslims.
you
We're
know
talking
you
about
hate
fraud.
Muslims.
We're talking
Why
about
are you
fraud.
attacking us?
This
Are we
is
the
fraud.
only community
We're
that suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about
Are we
fraud.
the only community that does fraud? Are we the only community that does this?
This is about
All right,
fraud.
but there's what, 300 Somali
This is
providers in
fraud.
all of Minnesota?
There's actually
I'm not-
800.
don't touch me.
So,
Do you speak English?
transportation companies.
Your security doesn't even speak English. Listen, let me tell you something.
See, this isn't a race issue,
Listen,
sir.
let me
This
say
is about
something.
fraud.
We have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a...
Even it's 2,000 providers.
Okay,
You
sir.
want to sacrifice the safety of
Sir,
80,000 people
we're not
because of fucking 2,000 providers? Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You're
Talk that shit now. Look at that look on his face. You ready for war. You in our country, like I said, you outmanned and outgunned. Where's our money? But we ain't gotta do nothing. We got ICE to do it for us.
stupid.
You're
Where's the transportation company?
What if a mass
Listen.
shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick fucking Shirley.
And tell you the truth, the young people who they didn't raise correct and didn't have no manners are the ones who really got them busted. You all online. You in this public high schools as gangs fighting in riots and shit. And all this stuff can be seen on X. But their people are causing a lot of confusion in that area. There's stuff that they ain't talking about. I mean, you disrupting any community, and it look like they're disrupting the public schools and all kind of shit. They running wild. Just like that other group, MS-13. They was running wild in certain spots. Last thing you want is the outsiders to have you outnumbered in your own community. That's fucked up.
This is about fraud.
One single Somali gets hurt.
This is about fraud, sir.
You sensationalize it. You son of a bitch. Sensationalize it.
Wow, you're very nice.
Get the fuck out of my neighborhood.
Very nice.
Get the fuck out of my
Sir,
neighborhood.
can you tell me where the transportation company
Get the fuck out
is?
of my neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's where you really messed up. You lucky it wasn't me. Or you would have been through that window. Oh, man. My tax money already paid for it. Boy, he lucky he ran into a good American. When he taught that shit to a lot of other folks, he'd get their ass stomped out. He would have got stomped out.
Calm down, sir.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sir, this is about fraud.
You want it clicks?
You're
You got
sensationalizing
clicks.
yourself, sir.
You want it clicks?
You're sensationalizing
You got
yourself.
clicks. You want it?
Oh, you got clicks? Is that what you said? There's certain shit you don't say to certain people. You talking about you got clicks and all that shit? I'm gonna take that shit a certain way. That's a threat. You over here and don't even know what'll get you fucked up. Like I said, you ran into the nice American.
Clicks? You wanted YouTube?
Tell me where the transportation vehicle
YouTube
is.
Clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the fuck out of our community.
Tell me where the
Get
transportation
the fuck out of our
vehicle is.
community.
Tell me where the.
You
This is
stupid
about fraud.
racist motherfucker.
This is.
Say I don't want
This is
Muslims
about
here.
fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it. Say
I'm
I
not-
want to change the Constitution.
No, I don't
and
want to change the
freedom of
Constitution.
religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. That is what you are arguing for.
Oh, you was born here? Talking like that? You lying. And you a traitor. If it is true what you say.
We're not talking.
Change the Constitution.
This is about fraud.
Appreciate it. Get the fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid fucking idiot.
Tell me where the transportation company is then.
Get the fuck out of here.
You would have been popping all that shit, and I would have came back when the sun went down, and let's see what you're talking about, those clicks. He's stupid. You can't say that kind of shit to everybody.
For this video, we had to get security because look at this now. All right, we're going. We're going. But there is no transportation company in there. Fraud. There were no transportation companies.
No, none.
This isn't about race. This isn't against religion. This is about fraud. We're fighting fraud here. We're not fighting a race.
Well, and this is what happens when you put a spotlight on fraud. The people who are benefiting become extremely violent, and the Somalis are the most violent people I have ever met in my whole life.
Because he couldn't answer the question. Where was the transportation company?
He wouldn't answer the question. All he did was make it about.
You know what? I kind of believe him. I mean, something ran them out of their country. Then they come over here and try to act all tough. And soft-ass bitches need to go back where they came from.
Race and then issue threats.
Neither business was there or operating, and giving a very conservative estimate based off of David's numbers and other numbers online, it's fair to say each business is operating with an average of 20 vehicles and with a much lower and generous rate of $25 per trip. And with 10 alleged trips a day, each business is pulling an estimate of $1.3 million in gross revenue. And with those two locations alone, there's over $2.6 million in estimated fraud. All right, we're going to the next location.
What's interesting, Nick, is that one of the places we just visited, the 617 Cedar Avenue South, that's for Dreamline Transportation. That's the address listed with the state of Minnesota. But the place that we're going right now is going to have vans that say Dreamline Transportation on them, but they haven't moved in months and months. You'll see they're covered with snow. There will be no tire tracks. And so why are they using this address? And all that was in there was a liquor store. And he told us to talk to the guy next door, and those were all just mailboxes. And then the guy next door said, go talk to him. I said, we just talked to him. Obviously, the cover up, and you see how they all stick together, and it's all this intimidation. And thank God we had the security we did there, because that would have been bad.
Now we're outside of this transportation vehicle company right here.
Yeah, and so you can see these are the vans that say Dreamline. You can see the sticker on the window and the numbers on the rear. None of these vehicles have moved in 8 months. I've been taking date stamp photos. All these vehicles are in the exact same spot they were 8 months ago. And look, there's no tire tracks, so they haven't moved.
And this van as well, this is Dreamline. Dreamline was the location where we got chased out from the Somalis on 617 Cedar. And this is a vehicle from Dreamline that actually didn't even exist. It was a liquor store, and now it's here, and the vans haven't moved at all. Literally, no vans and no tire tracks anywhere. If these vans are being used to transport people, whether it be healthcare, childcare, there would be snow tracks. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vehicles here. No snow tracks anywhere. These vehicles are not being used, and these transportation companies are making lots of money. Meanwhile, there's actually nothing to show for it. Here's all of the vehicles right here. The vehicles that are coming in and out, like this Toyota, it does not have anything to do with transportation company because there's no stickers on it and there's snow tracks. But the vehicles that are supposed to be used for transportation are literally locked in. Snow is building icicles. No one's even came out to remove the snow off the window. These transportation vehicles.
I wonder, do they get new vehicles every year, up to date? Those vehicles look brand new.
Are not moving. And then right here, David has more paperwork for Silver Mountain. And there's 3 different companies in the same address.
Yeah. And remind you again, the Democrats did all that work for these people to put them in these positions and didn't do shit for us in the last 60 years.
So when we talk about how all these companies are intertwined, this is a perfect example of that.
And this is why these transportation companies are so essential to the fraud in Minnesota, because they allow the fraud to be supported, as the majority of the fraud is from welfare programs like daycares, autism centers, and adult daycares, and healthcare services. They need to leave a paper trail to make it look like something is happening. Therefore, they use these transportation companies to create that paper trail by saying they're moving people from an adult daycare to a healthcare provider, for example, but they actually never provide the service at the healthcare provider. But that paper trail allows them to continue to bill the state for the money, and everyone gets paid. That's why this fraud is so deep and hard to dismantle, because quite literally everyone is involved.
And it's all because the state of Minnesota never checks.
All right, so this is actually the location for Silver Mountain Inc., LLC, and Co. Let's see if any... Yes, we're wondering where Silver Mountain...
Silver Mountain?
Silver Mountain.
Oh, I don't know that. Where it is.
It says 2722 Park Avenue.
Where is
Silver Mountain here?
Fuck Silver Mountain. You don't have a permission to do that.
Okay, so Silver Mountain does not exist.
You were
No, the name's not fuck Silver Mountain. It's just Silver Mountain.
Don't ask me that. When you come...
All right,
So
sir,
Silver
well,
Mountain-
so Silver Mountain does not exist.
You're making a business.
Park
You have
Avenue.
millions of people watching you. You're
Silver
making
Mountain.
business to
Okay,
600
sir.
people.
You have millions of...
And you sound like the last dude. You need to get punched in your mouth too. Sound like you want to get bucked.
people watching right
Yes.
now. Where is Silver Mountain?
I don't know
Home
where
Healthcare?
Silver Mountain is.
Okay, well that's what we're looking for. All right, we're
I'm
moving
sitting
on.
there.
So Silver Mountain does not exist. David, we're just simply asking for where is Silver Mountain Home
I can't
Healthcare?
find any of these companies. I mean, this is shocking. 3 companies are supposed to be in that building.
But this is supposed to be made up. This didn't happen. Or maybe this is the weekend again.
And he's never heard of them. He doesn't know anything about them.
And look, so they don't exist there. Right there, Somali Senior Center and Adult Day Services, a daycare right there. All these welfare companies are in the same location, but their businesses, that business didn't even exist.
It's all fraud, all of it.
So right there is a transportation company, no passenger, just a driver. How come you think when it comes time to take accountability for what's happening, or just to answer simple questions about the fraud, they can't answer?
Well, I think their reaction tells you all you need to know. The reaction is so violent that if there was no fraud going on, they would say, what are you talking about? They would have a civil conversation, but they can't because they know we're shining the light on the fraud and they have no defense. So in their mind, being loud and using profanity is their only defense.
Because I'm trying to give them the opportunity to say, where are the transportation companies? Where are the daycare? Where are the children? Where are the companies now? Yet they can't answer.
And to this point, Nick, the transportation companies we've been to, we haven't seen a single vehicle at any of them. In fact, some of them don't even exist. We can't even find them. We're going to the addresses that are listed on the Secretary of State's website as their business address.
This is a massive parking lot here. We're gonna go ask them where their vehicles are. They should not have any excuse as to why they don't have their vehicles here, other than if they are out driving right now. And what's the story behind this business?
Well, this business is new as of March of 2024. It's Mohammed Malim is the registered agent for 713 Minnehaha Avenue East.
Me and David headed into this building, however, the owner was not there.
We're here at the suite of Epimonnia Transport LLC. There's actually not even a sign here. And anyone here, it looks like there's a guy over here. Let's see if we can talk to him really quick. Do you know about Epimonnia Transport here?
So there was a transportation company here in 305 for a long time, even before I joined the building a few years ago. He's never really here. I've seen the office a couple times. There's barely anything in there but a couch. And then I see him maybe twice a month at IF. So.
And there's no.
Look how easy that is, just to answer the question.
No transport vehicles outside. Massive parking lot, but no transport.
I've never seen one. I've been here for 3 years and I'm always here. I'm a workaholic. I'm just nonstop here. So I know everybody in the building, and this specific space here is probably the most sketchy out of any other business here. Everyone else is here. They're friendlier. He just pops in and out.
For instance, this guy Muhammad, he should have his business in 308. There should be transportation vehicles outside. There's nothing.
That's weird that you say 308 because he's always been in 305 for the last 3 years.
Wow, so he's even lying on his public records with the government.
I would assume if he was to make and doing fraud, it makes sense to switch it up and throw people off track. It would be the first thing somebody would do, I would think.
So since the fraud has started to be exposed, Muhammad has left the scene, and that guy just said, he confirmed that there has never even been transportation vehicles outside. So Muhammad has completely left the scene. He's nowhere to be found, and this parking lot, massive parking lot, actually never even had any transport vehicles according to the guy who lived or had his office next to Muhammad. How quick do you think the fraud would dry out here in Minnesota if they were to cut out the transportation side of the fraud?
I think it would have a massive effect, and that the signal that would send would let people know the party's over.
Because if me and you were to go to the doctor, we either have to find a family member, drive ourselves, or pay for an Uber. How can they even have this set up?
Yeah, I tried to arrange a ride with one of these Somali transportation companies. They said they were all full. So now we're at 2833 13th Avenue South in Minneapolis. And there's supposed to be a non-emergency medical transportation company here called Advance Mobility Incorporated. And what's interesting about this company is that state records show that it first registered with the state of Minnesota in 1999.
And they have been in business for over 26 years.
Yes, correct.
So we're going to go inside.
They must have a lot of vehicles.
So this is Advanced Mobility 2833, boarded up. All these windows are covered right here. We're going to see if we can go inside. There's a bunch of shops in here. We have money transferring shop. We got clothes in here. There's a coffee shop. Let's see if Advanced Mobility is in here. We got spices. Is Advanced Mobility here?
You know 224?
I don't think you guys are allowed to record it.
Do you know where Advanced Mobility is?
Suite 224.
She's recording over there, so. Suite 224. Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is?
Advanced Mobility?
Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
What is this?
Oh, my name is Nick Shirley. We're just looking for Advanced Mobility. Where's Advanced Mobility at?
We don't care about Advanced Mobility.
That's what we're asking for. All right, we're looking for Advanced Mobility. Nobody can help us right now. We got a whole group of people trying to get us out of here. We're looking for Advanced Mobility.
We don't care about that.
Getting mad yet? These people have whole communities. They got businesses going while people in the ghetto still struggling. Some of these people haven't even been over here 2-3 years. They're dressing better than you. You know what I'm saying? They got fresh cuts. They looking all clean. Fresh Timberlands and Jordans on their feet. But we treating them good. While we sitting around with nothing. Struggling. Still living in apartment buildings and all kind of shit. They got homes, cars, businesses. Got to talk shit. Jump on our Constitution for free. Boy, they got a free buffet coming over here.
Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out. You need to get out. You need to get out. Get out.
Now they're pushing us out of here.
Get out.
Where's Advanced Mobility at?
We don't care about Advanced Mobility.
That's what we're asking for.
Get out. Get out.
Would you like to give a statement on where Advanced Mobility is?
Nope. Go ahead. Get out. We don't care.
So Advanced Mobility is not anywhere here. We're leaving, sir. Would you like to give a statement on what's happening here in Minnesota?
You make stuff up.
This is a lie. I don't care. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? No, who do you work for?
Nick Shirley.
Who do you work
This
for?
is Nick Shirley,
I don't
sir.
care about Nick Shirley. That's you.
Yes, sir.
But who do you work for?
For Nick Shirley.
I don't care about Nick Shirley.
That's who he's working for today, Nick Shirley.
This is from the state of Minnesota. We don't care about that. Get out of here.
And so you guys say I can't film, but look at you guys filming. You can do that. You can film here.
Advanced mobility doesn't exist.
Well, so what was interesting was we walked in there, and on the state's website, it says it's in Suite 224, but it's a one-story building. None of the suites had the number 2 on them. It doesn't exist. And it's been registered.
Well, all I gotta say is this young dude has no fear. This dude ain't nothing but about 22, 23 years old. This is the first time he walking around without his mom, too. I wonder why he ain't let her come on this one. But this dude be all over the place. Reporting better than the major news networks.
Since 1999, and it doesn't exist.
All right, next location. David, where are we at?
We're at what's called Ray's, R-A-Y-Z Transportation, LLC.
And this is Ray's Transportation. We're on the street. There's no parking lot for any transportation vehicles. We'll see what happens. This is the address for Ray's Transportation. Let's see if anybody is here. Is Ray's Transportation here, sir?
I don't know. Transportation place. There's no transportation places here.
Oh, okay. Well,
all,
It's just Ray's.
healthcare places.
R-A-Y-Z.
well, I think it's confirmed they're not here, David. So it's confirmed that Ray Transportation, all of these transportation companies, they're kind of like ghost companies. They exist on paper, but they don't actually exist in person. Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
And what's your message to Tim Walz?
Make a change, because there's definitely, even when it comes down to like the kids and stuff, there's definitely stuff that like we need spaces for the things that are going on that they're not doing. We need these type of spaces for it. Now this is some crazy stuff, but I'm glad that you bringing light to it. It is a crazy, interesting situation.
Hey.
I'm glad to see a brother out there speaking some truth. They can be using those buildings in the community for other things. For people who belong in that community.
The false narrative that you be going on is a nonsense.
You should get in your car.
You should not be doing that, right? You are creating misinformation. This is not fair. It's not fair for the American people to be doing that. It's not fair. It's not.
Look at this bitch. You wouldn't walk up to me pointing your motherfucking finger. My goodness. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Fair, what you mean? You cannot be doing that. You're not being fair.
How?
This country is built on fairness. You're not being fair.
Yeah,
you cannot come into the community and be doing that.
So we should.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, I tried to walk off. See, I can't walk off. The hell is he talking about? Build on fairness. It wasn't for you. I mean, we the only people that's eating off that fairness. And we don't even get it. So what make you think that you deserve it? Damn, that's the attitude I think we should have. Any of these black folks you see out here helping them protest, you protesting on your oppression. You trying to keep your people oppressed. You out there marching for this bullshit right now. Get their ass up out of here. And if you feel so strongly about them, get on the goddamn plane with them.
Allow fraud to be happening, right?
Let the legal system do its job.
Well, it's failed.
We got a governor, we got an attorney general. Let them do the job. You're not in a position to do the job. You're not a prosecutor. If you want to run for office, go ahead, run for office. But you cannot be doing this. This is misinformation. This is information.
How is it misinformation, sir? It's from the
This is what you're doing.
state.
See, that misinformation came across the border with y'all motherfuckers. A sorry ass motherfucking excuse not to face the fucking truth. I hate when people use that shit. It shows how much knowledge you really have. You have none. It's misinformation. Everything can't be misinformation. And usually the people who saying misinformation all the time is the ones who's giving out the misinformation. But if you don't know what you're looking for, you can never identify it.
Minnesota.
You coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
You see what I mean? We're talking about the facts that's happening here.
Get the south side. It's my turf. Get it.
Sir, so we were having a civil conversation. The guy hopped out of his car in the middle of the road.
I want to know how that brother feel about that dude talking about this is his turf. I mean, I'm glad I don't live up there.
In the middle of the road about the fraud that's happening. And he's saying that I'm the bad guy for showing light of what's happening here.
They're passionate. They're passionate people. They don't want this type of stuff either going on or be brought to light. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna it's a very tight-knit community.
You saw it firsthand how crazy it gets out here. He hopped out in the middle of the intersection. So this isn't about race. You're a black guy. They're black, right? We don't have no ill feelings towards you by any means. We're talking about the fraud that's happening. So God bless you, sir, and thank you very much. Why are we doing this?
So we're doing this, A, because it's the right thing to do. The people of Minnesota and the people of America want this done. Fraud is fraud. And when we try and talk with these people and say, look, the main reason we're doing this is to find out why are all these checks being written by the state of Minnesota for companies that don't even exist. That's what we're trying to figure out. It's not a race issue. It's a fraud issue, and fraud is fraud.
And so what most people don't understand about this fraud is it is literally in the entire state of Minnesota. It's not just in one part of Minneapolis.
Right, and so I think what happens is the people in the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul, they get lulled into a false sense of security because they say, oh, that's in Minneapolis, it doesn't affect us, or that's in St. Paul. And we're showing that this fraud spreads throughout the entire state of Minnesota, including all of the suburbs, and we're going to bring to light exactly what's going on in those respective suburbs.
And so what's happening in this suburb of St. Louis Park?
Well, this is one of the Somali NEMT, non-emergency medical transportation companies, that's registered with the state of Minnesota in St. Louis Park. And so let's see if this one actually exists.
This is the location of Crescent Transportation. We have no vans outside right now. Does not look like any vans are outside. Let's go inside, see if Crescent Transportation exists. Here we are, and it's an apartment complex. There's no signage of any Crescent Transportation Company. Once again, another.
This is your tax money. These people had a better Christmas than you. I guarantee it. They ain't gotta do nothing. They sitting around eating for free. And then come up to you and talk shit.
Fraudulent business where they don't even have a storefront to show where they're at. This is an apartment complex. So this is an apartment complex right here?
Yeah.
And have you ever seen Crescent Transportation out here?
Nope.
And what do you think about the fraud taking place here in Minnesota?
I'm a taxpayer. I don't like it.
What's your message to all the fraud?
The brother spoke the truth. This is not a black thing. This is not a white thing. This is an American thing. And you should be mad. That brother mad. I fucks with him.
Officers.
Prosecute their ass. Take them to jail.
And how do you feel knowing that, for instance, right here, a transportation company that receives money from the government is not even here? It's an apartment complex.
I can say I don't like it. I'm a taxpayer. I work hard for my money. People out here fraud, they still go to jail.
And should Tim Walz go to jail?
Oh, he cricket too, huh? All them cricket, all the politicians. My daddy ain't never liked none of them.
So that man right there just confirmed that this is an apartment complex.
Right, and so the cities have specific rules governing operating businesses out of apartments. They do not allow transportation companies to park vehicles in an apartment parking lot. None of the cities in the Twin Cities allow that.
Because even if you were to be running a transportation company out of your apartment, there's nowhere to park the cars.
Well, where are they? There aren't any. Crescent, I don't see anything with Crescent on it anywhere.
More fraud taking place here.
So this is called Hopkins Child Care Center. This facility.
Business after business after business. Ain't nothing popping. But they got the money.
He is licensed to hold 118 children. So this should be a really big facility. And this year alone, they have received $2.25 million from the state of Minnesota. And last year, they received $1.92 million from the state of Minnesota. And this facility, in the past 5 years, has been in the top 10 for the most money received from the state of Minnesota.
So there should be plenty of children. There should be footprints of children walking in and out.
This should be a very busy place, yes.
So this right here is Hopkins Child Care Center. They're receiving over $2 million a year. All of the windows are completely
blacked out. You can't even get in. And for a place that's supposed to have over 100 children, there's no footprints anywhere going into the store. And it's locked, midday right now. This is the back side of the daycare. We're ringing the doorbell right now. See if anybody comes. Hello, sir, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yes, sir.
Get out.
Okay, listen.
Get out. This is our business.
Yes,
What are you looking for?
We
don't care what you do on the parking lot. Go this side. This is private.
I can be here in the parking lot.
No, you don't be here.
Wait,
What
can
are
we
you
ask you
looking
about...
Look at these motherfuckers. You put the clothes on all their backs. You paid for those cell phones they holding. They stealing your shit. Get them up out of here. I mean, if you against not getting them up out of here, I mean, man, you might need to row your boat too. I mean, how you not see this is not going to affect your kids, grandkids, great-grandkids. They have to pay all this money back. And we letting it happen. Our generation is letting this happen. I mean, how can you sit there and be okay with that? All the money your parents put into the system, they giving all that money to them.
About the daycare, it's all right. It's all right. Can we ask you about the daycare?
No, I don't care, Ken.
Sir, I'm not racist. I'm asking
No, you don't ask me nothing.
$2.25 million.
Get out, you guys, get out.
$2.5 million.
Get out. Get out, hey, get out. What are you looking for?
We're asking, we just want to
get out.
We just want to ask you about $2.25 million.
Get out. Get out, guys.
English is the primary language in this country from now on. It's been signed. Get the hell out of here.
Get out. You cannot do that. Get out. No, you cannot. You cannot do that.
Where?
Get out.
This is
fucking get out. No, get out. Get out. No,
sir.
You have to get out. This is our law forever. Get out.
Why? Can I ask you about the daycare? I have the paperwork right here.
No, get out.
What's the need?
See, their problem is we didn't bring them in the right way. Not just over the fence. If they was coming in our community, as soon as they would have came off of anybody like this, their ass should have got whipped. They would know they damn place. I mean, you can talk that shit to your people, but you come over here into another country, damn, try to buck like that. I mean, if we did that over there in Somalia, you probably wouldn't be alive for no longer than 5 more minutes.
For $2.25 million for a daycare.
Get out.
Can you answer the question?
Get out. No, I don't ask you any question. Fucking.
You can't.
Get out.
You can't answer the question.
Get out. No. Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
No, I don't give a shit. Get out.
Could you answer the question?
No, I don't.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
No. Fucking $1 million. Don't worry about it. Get out.
Okay.
Get out.
And it's licensed for 118 children, but I don't see any footprints of any children here. I don't see any footprints of any children here.
Get out. Get out. Fucking guys. Get out. No, I'm asking nothing, man.
I'm just asking you about what we're seeing here.
No. Get out. Get out. Our business. Get out.
Sir,
this is my property.
You have millions of people watching right now. Can you say what's the need for $2.25 million? And where are the 118 children?
Get out.
Sir, I'm just asking a simple question.
Get out. No, you don't ask me any question. Fuck it. Get out.
You have the opportunity to answer the question.
No. You can't ask me nothing. Get out. Get out.
You're not gonna keep walking up on me to muscle. Get out. Man, the back of your head would have hit that wall so hard behind him. And I'm not just talking. No, I got one of those tempers. Eventually he would have pissed me off and I would have rocked his ass. The game ain't fair.
Get out, motherfucker. Get out.
Sir,
get out.
Just answer the question.
No.
Just answer the
Get out.
question.
No, get out. Leave.
Sir, just answer the simple question.
Hey, don't touch me. You touch me. You do, man. Get out.
All right, code word has been given. We're out.
Get out.
All right, we gotta get out of here.
Get out.
Sir, just answer the question. Where are the children? No footprints of any children around here. No footprints of any children. They can't even answer the question. We gave them so many opportunities. We gave them plenty of opportunities to just answer some simple questions. Millions of people are watching right now.
They came out with guns blazing. All we want to know is where are the children? 118 children, no footprints in the snow. All of their vehicles were sitting there with 2 feet of snow on them. They hadn't moved in months.
Your ass.
The windows are all blacked out.
Yeah.
It's too late.
It's the same thing at all these daycares. 4 men came out. Yet they couldn't answer the simple question. We had it right here. 118 children. $2.25 million this year.
Welcome to Minnesota.
Now this daycare center, how much money has this one received?
So this this child care center is called Proud Child Care Center, and it's in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, which is a very high income area. It's a further out suburb from Minneapolis, but there are a lot of multi-billion-dollar homes right in this neighborhood. And this childcare got $1.25 million in funding in fiscal year 2025. It got $1.08 million last year. It opened in 2021. Let's go see if we can find any kids.
There should be at least 40 children here. Looking at the snow prints, does not look like there's any snow prints of any young children.
So, I mean, what kind of children? Because I remember about 2 years ago, it don't seem that long, but it seemed like it was yesterday, but I was already reporting that it was like over 200,000 children missing. So where's all the children that's supposed to belong to these people that came across the border? Or however they came in. Where are all the children?
And all of these windows are completely blacked out. Let's see if we could just talk to somebody. Could I enroll my son Joey into daycare here? Well, do you have a paperwork where I can enroll a child? Oh, my name's Nick Shirley. I was wondering if I could enroll a child. I have a son named Joey. My name's Nick Shirley. Yeah, I'm just coming out and seeing if I could enroll my child Joey. We just want to get a statement as to why this daycare needs $1.26 million, and if it's even possible to enroll somebody like my child, my imaginary child, Joey. No, you guys.
An amount of money. They should have a better front door. They should have an intercom. They should have all kind of shit.
You guys can't give a clear statement, or could you even give me a paper to enroll a child into the daycare? Just to show that you guys are a legit business. It would debunk all claims if you could just give me a piece of paper saying where to enroll a child. You can't do that. Okay, well, thank you very much. And I hope this place actually is holding 47 children because you guys are receiving $1.26 million in this year alone. So have a great rest of your day. They won't even give us a paper to enroll a child. Could have debunked all their claims. They can't even do it. One of the big talks about the fraud is about Quality Leering Center. It's a daycare that has received $1.9 million. It's licensed for over 99 children. And instead of Quality Learning, it says Quality Leering Outside. But the big controversy about the Quality Leering Center is that Somalians, after the video went live, they all of a sudden started shuffling children into...
This is just the money. This is not counting the EBT. These people had over $5,000 in their cards. While we got some people out here, elderly people, who can't even get $55 on an EBT. And you not mad yet?
To the daycare, but at the same time, the Commissioner of Children of Minnesota was on a live stream saying they had closed the daycare a week ago.
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
How much money has this place all received? And what's...
So this is the one that's licensed for 99 children. This fiscal year, they've received $1.9 million. And in fiscal year 2024, they had received about $2.2 million. So about $4 million in the last 2 fiscal years.
We're up in the Quality Leering Center, 1-800-FRAUD, as now it had been confirmed that this place was closed down, and now they're shuffling children into the daycare.
So Tiki Brown said this facility was closed.
She said a week ago.
And now, magically, it's full of cars. So how can it be closed if people are coming and going?
Fraud. Why do you have everybody?
Okay, this is the owner right here.
You guys
can record. So how can they say this building was closed?
And why you got that lumberjack on? You gang banging? You blood? Bringing gangs into the community? Why you cross-eyed? Why you a razor line so far back? Boy, you got a moon for a forehead. Boy, you just funny looking. I don't know. I think he's looking at Nick.
We're trying to speak to the owner. They won't even answer a simple question. Look, now he's going inside.
Hey, sir, don't run though. It looks suspicious when you run, brother. And you can smile, but bro.
Sir, I'm right here.
He's right here to speak to you.
I'm right here.
Don't do that. Oh,
you can't defend the fraud.
Oh, come on, at the daycare, do it. Hey, not at the daycare, doing the middle finger, though.
We have like 100 cameras on.
Now, both of these people have interesting ties with politicians inside of Minnesota. For instance, the man who's running the daycare, he was celebrating with Mayor Frey after he won re-election.
Look at that dude, the damn mayor, celebrating with him. This is the same dude that was part of the George Floyd and all that protesting and burning up the city. Burn up the black communities, and you brought these people in.
Of mayor inside of Minneapolis. And then this lady right here seems to be a friend of Ilhan Omar, as she has photos with her outside of the restaurant, and she also has videos of her giving a tour to a separate daycare to Mayor Frey.
And we still saying fuck Trump because he's standing up, cleaning up the mess. There's stuff that we should have been pointed out. I think we just lost the fight. We just give up. We just go with the flow. I mean, this is totally disrespectful, especially for the Democrats who were supposed to have been out there standing up for the people and supporting this, but never gave a damn about your real issues. If they did, we wouldn't be in this position. We was going to be like a 4th or 5th class citizen in a country where we belong.
It really makes you wonder why these politicians haven't fought against the fraud, knowing that it's happened in locations like Quality Learning Center. Meanwhile, they're taking photos and celebrating with them at events. What's your message, people, on the fraud here in Minnesota?
This is part of the cover-up. They're trying to cover their tracks. So let me say this on camera. If you can prove that any of the information that I have here is false, I'll give you $100,000 cash. If any of it's false or inaccurate in any way. Anybody want to take me up? And if you can't prove it, you have to give me $100.
So you saying all that's real?
100%. I'll give you $100,000 if you can disprove my information.
See, they all went silent. Silent.
Anybody? Your $100 versus my $100,000 cash.
They're all silent. What do you think about the fraud here?
Hey, the fraud here in Minnesota, I ain't gonna lie, is crazy. Like, what do you mean specifically? What do you mean?
Yeah, how do you feel about this daycare, for instance, receiving $1.9 million? And they couldn't even spell learning right. They spelled leering.
Hey, man, Somalis, they're an interesting creature. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say too much. I'm already too hot. But, I mean, Tim Walz, you gotta solve this stuff. Minnesota really cracked down on this because they've been doing this for years. So.
Should Tim Walz be prosecuted?
Hell yeah.
And at this point, you're probably wondering where all the
bullshit. I don't understand why black folks it looks bad out there. But look at what these Democrats done. You was gonna be in last place. They didn't give a shit about your condition. And you gonna support that? Keep your black ass in the house with these protests and ICE going up and down the street. You have no reason to be out there. When it's time, if it's needed for us to be up out there, that's when we go. Other than that, as far as this point, let them clean up the mess that they started. Like I said, they didn't give a shit about us. And then the Somalians talk shit. The Mexicans talk shit. Until they needed our help.
Millions and billions of dollars has gone. Well, it's been well tracked that a lot of the money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, has been funneled through TSA at the airport inside of Minnesota. It's been well tracked and documented. Even in 2017, there was reports coming from the local Fox News station, and I was actually able to meet up with a whistleblower who used to work as an agent at TSA on the side of narcotics, and he saw millions of dollars go through TSA.
And what kind of fraud did you see take place here in Minnesota?
So I worked for the airport police for 31 years.
31 years. But all this is fake. Nick Shirley is lying. I don't know how he lied. You seeing this on camera.
4 of those years I worked in narcotics at MSP Airport. And my recollection was from about 2015-16 to 2021 when I retired. I would get emails from our dispatch saying like 2 male Somali descent individuals. They would give us their names They claimed the cash, that they had a large amount of cash at the checkpoints. We'd get all this information in an email, and it would, I believe they would send it right away. So TSA would contact our dispatch telling us this, then our dispatch would relay the info via email to us.
And how much was the money?
The money, the smallest amount in a suitcase that I heard was like $750,000. But generally, it was anywhere from $1 million to $6 million.
Man, now how much do the TSA fuck with you about if you got that kind of money on you? And you a citizen traveling inside the country. But they let these people take that amount of money overseas numerous of times? That's your tax money.
Million in a suitcase. And there usually was, as far as I can remember, there was always two individuals traveling. So you would have maybe one guy with 2.2 million and another guy with 3 million. And
let me correct myself for some smart ass motherfucker got him say something. And now all Somalian businesses ain't illegal. I'm pretty sure that there is like 1 or 2%. But as far as looking at this video, it's 100% fraud. But that's not saying that's all of it. There's no need to investigate it if it's legit.
And at airports, you're able to take $10,000 without declaring it. How are these guys able to take millions of dollars?
Because as far as I know, as long as they declared it, they were fine. So then TSA would contact HSI and Customs, and I'm sure they got the information. We got the information. My administration knew about it, and I trust that they sent that on to higher state officials on this, but nothing was ever done the whole time I was there. I talked to one individual. We were going after narcotic cash leaving the airport. This was always fraud. We had no nexus to that this cash was related to narcotics. So our hands were kind of tied. We couldn't do a whole lot.
How do you suspect these Somalians had millions of dollars to move in an airport?
We would rack our heads all the time, like, where are they getting this? Where in the world are they getting this money? And I had heard about these daycares and whatnot, but I mean, I thought at the time, okay, maybe they had 10 daycares, but apparently they have a lot more than that. We were all just racking our heads trying to figure this out.
So you openly saw just millions of dollars get moved through these airports?
I saw one time, I saw an open suitcase with the cash because we were looking into seeing if it was narcotics related, which it was not.
How much money do you think moved through the airport in your time?
Millions, literally millions and millions.
How do they determine if the money is drug related? That's some bullshit.
Millions. I mean, we're talking for a good 5-6 years, you're talking, I don't know, 5 to 6 million a week. It would happen twice a week. You would get twice a week where there would be somebody flying, two people flying out with $1 to $2 to $3 to $4 or $5 million twice a week, every week.
This is your tax money going out every week. They taking hundreds out of your check, and these people getting millions to take back to their people for terrorist groups and all kind of other shit.
Without fail.
And where were those people traveling to?
So this is the word I got, that they would fly to Atlanta, take a flight from Atlanta to Dubai, and then apparently what I had heard was it was too dangerous to go any further with it, so they'd wire the money to Somalia. Whether they scraped a whole bunch off the top and did that, I don't know.
Wow, so they take the money from Minnesota, take it to Atlanta, and then take it to Dubai, and then from Dubai they then wire the money.
Correct. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I was told by other investigators.
So all the taxpayers' dollars were getting funneled through the airports and then taken to Dubai to be sent to Somalia.
Yes. Yes.
So for a nigga to be out there protesting to stop this, you's a dumb motherfucker. Or how much are they paying you to go out there to protest?
Appears that's how it all went down, yes.
I'm asking No.
Oh, that's the end of the video already. I was just getting warmed up. But that is what's going on. I just wanted to break the ice on this situation. I'm gonna be coming back to this. I'm gonna try again this morning. Well, not this morning, but this time tomorrow. Or this time tomorrow, later on. Either that or jump into this Hillary Clinton thing, which if I jump into Congress, I'm gonna jump over to the other channel. You know what I'm saying? This is just news reporting over here, but I'm gonna keep the politics and history and religion on the other channel. So all the Congress meetings will stay over there. But yeah, he went to Congress. It don't look like it was that long. It looked like they got a good conversation for about an hour and a half of what's really going on, the other more things that he saw. So I'm gonna skim through it and see if it's worthwhile reviewing. Yeah. Then I'll review a little bit of that Hillary Clinton thing. I think it's about 2 hearings on that. I think she might have a warrant out for her arrest right now. Shit is going down. A lot of folks has been waiting for this. It's been too long. That's if you know the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, Riaz and Champs Girl. Thank you for staying up with me this morning. Trying to get my win together here. You know what I'm saying? Get the late night owl show going. Well, I might do something else on the Real Mad channel. Might do some history or something. But make sure everybody on the recap, make sure you smash the like. If it's a good show and you think other peoples don't know this information or seeing this situation clearly, share this out. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop thinking with our feelings and think logically. And with that being said, I hope everybody have a great morning, and I will see y'all in a few hours. Peace.
David Fletch Productions. David Fletch Productions.